we'll get Elton back today, we'll get Bobby Tunyon back today, and we'll get Christian Watson back today.
But just to kind of feel like an actual football player again was kind of nice.
I'm fine with it. They fine with it, and I was like, I'm good to go.
My number one goal is to not get hit.
Significant news this Sunday as 3 key players returned from injuries and practiced for the first time this training camp. Welcome to the Fox 11 Training Camp Report. I'm Nicole Menner, joined by Packers Hall of Famer Johnny Gray and Johnny. Elton Jenkins, Robert Tunyon, and Christian Watson activated off the PUP list today.
Excited to hear about it, see those guys out there running around being with their teammates. We saw them just kind of doing some walkthroughs a couple weeks ago, but then all of a sudden, was it last Thursday, Friday? Was that last Thursday? We saw them out there just doing some extra drills, so you knew it's going to be close.
Especially with Jenkins, he looked extremely mobile last week when we last saw him. And you know, Matt LaFleur just kind of dropped it casually on us today. I don't know if anyone expected it, but for all 3, they're just starting out doing individual work. No team drills quite yet. LaFleur, with a smile, said it's just the next step in the process. So really trying to temper all of our expectations. Let's start with the 2 battling back from ACL injuries. Jenkins is nearly 9 months removed from his, and it's just over that for Tunyon. The hope is they'll be good to go for the season opener in Minnesota, but for now, both are taking it day by day.
Just advancing every day and feeling good day by day. Nothing really so I haven't had any setbacks or kind of negatives or halts to my process. So just trying to feel good every day and just one step at a time.
I'm not surprised. Just like I said, I just take every day. Just went through the process, went through everything, you know, and I'm just getting better each and every day, knock off the rust. Just making sure I'm healthy, making sure I feel good.
And specifically those 2, Johnny, those are guys that could really change things for the Packers week 1 if they're healthy and ready to go.
Absolutely. Tynan out there scoring touchdowns left and right. And Elton Jenkins, I mean, we're talking a guy who's all pro. He can move guard, center, tackle. He can play everywhere on the line of scrimmage. And pretty much what this offensive line would need, that leadership on out there playing for him.
For sure. And now let's talk about the rookie, Christian Watson. He had a procedure on his knee before training camp, but he said he was never concerned about being on PUP to start the season. Said he had a great week last week and he was ready to get back out there today. He said it's a personal goal to be out there week 1. But as for the other guys, no timetable right now. He just wants to make sure that knee feels 110%.
I really just need to see consistency. Obviously, it's feeling really good right now. But it needs to stay that way. I can't, go out there and feel really good for 2 days and then, it swells up on me and, I'm back to, square one. Obviously, as I'm building up and, just continue to feel good. It's huge for me in terms of, I can take the mental reps, but I mean, it's a different change of pace when you're out there, in the huddle, hearing the play from Aaron, looking at the defense, reading the defense, getting checks with the line. It's a lot different than, staying on the side and just, doing it mentally. So, it's huge, and I'm excited.
A lot of excitement to see Watson out there. I mean, the 2nd-round pick, he's the one you thought you'd see a lot of during camp before he was injured to start it. Of course, all the attention has been on Romeo Doubs. So looking forward to see what Watson can do once he gets back into those team drills.
Exactly. He was out there, I think it was last Wednesday, then I saw him out there doing some hard running drills, he and Tynan and also Elton, and just putting that extra pressure. Again, he said, hey, it's nice to walk through and kind of get a simulation of, okay, this is what they call, but you got to get out there with the helmet and shoulder pads on to get that full feel of just a little bit of playing football.
And as a reminder, if any of them had remained on the PUP list to start the season, they would have had to miss the first 4 games. So I think this was a very encouraging sign that the 3 of them came off.
Coming along just fine. The training department does a very good job over there.
Yes, and they're, of course, taking it slowly, making sure safety and their health is the priority. We have to talk about the preseason opener, though, right? Because we saw Jordan Love on Friday. Some ups and some downs.
Yeah, what his head coach thought of his performance against those 49ers. And one player who shined was Amari Rogers. Now, we'll talk about the big plays he made next.
It's time now for Johnny's guys, and we start with Amari Rogers. He is looking to make a big leap from year 1 to year 2. He made a lot of changes to his body this offseason. He's spoken quite a bit about that. On Friday night, Johnny, it really showed. Oh, it really did. We talk about that burst, looking forward, like he did in college, where he got that kickoff and just jumped out to the outside and just motored. Instead of just taking a hit, he went and gave the hit to that kicker. Unfortunately, got knocked out of there by his old teammate. But yeah, you look at that quickness that he brought. I think it was, what, 15, 16 pounds he lost in the offseason. Yeah, and this play right here, just reading it, and this, again, making the moves, the things that you saw when he did in college, he came and showed it the other night. He sure did, and let's take a listen to what he had to say about what that preseason performance did for his confidence.
That definitely helped my confidence, you know, making that first touchdown in the league. You know, that's really what I've been telling myself. You know, I just needed to feel it once just to know what it felt like to make a big play, you know, to turn the team up and, you know, just to solidify myself like that. And, you know, it felt good. So, you know, hopefully I get a chance to make more plays like that. You know, I made it before, so now I feel comfortable out there. You know, I'm just having that chip on my shoulder to go out there and, you know, make plays day in and day out and just show them what I can do. You know, I've given that opportunity, you know, just continue to stack those good days and be consistent.
And then we can't talk about preseason without talking about Jordan Love. And there's more to this story than the stat sheet showed on Friday.
It is. I mean, he did a very decent job out there. He had time to throw a ball down the field, and the offensive line gave him some time, and he made some plays, and unfortunately had some plays that didn't work.
Yeah, and, you know, LaFleur said those interceptions, the first two really were drops. He said on the third one, it was busted routes run by 2 receivers. But all in all, you know, they said there's probably a few throws that Love would like to have back, but still some good things they saw from the performance. Let's listen to what LaFleur and Love said about the up and down opener.
Well, for the most part, I thought outside of maybe the first play or the first third down and then, you know, the throw to Amari, like the decision making was pretty solid. You know, I know there was a couple plays he'd like to have back on some of those flat throws, and then, I mean, quite honestly, guys got to help him out as well. We had a lot of drops that we need to clean up.
Yeah, I mean, I think for everybody, it could have been a better night. You know, the ball just, you know, happens. It bounces, you know, a weird way. You know, they capitalized on those plays. Yeah, you know, I think obviously no one wants that to happen, and it sucks when it does.
Yeah, probably still need to see a little more from Love. I think this next game against the Saints, we want to see more progress from him.
Well, and also, Nicole, we saw some uncharacteristic drops by the wide receivers, as Coach talked about. A lot of those plays that we saw, even on the defensive side of the ball, you didn't see those broken plays in practice up for the last 2 weeks. You get out there, that adrenaline gets going, and all of a sudden now you're, again, playing with a different group, maybe another player out there, and then things get confused. A couple other guys that stood out, Heflin, Jack, I mean, did a great job. He and T.J. Slayton just getting that center and pushing them back in the backfield. I thought Rasheed Nixon did a decent job out there as well, and also, yeah, it was good. I mean, it was some good quality stuff. It'll get better on Friday night.
Yeah, and I think we definitely learned there's some pretty good depth on that D-line.
There really is.
All right, well, we heard who we thought the guys who impressed were, but our viewers may have a different opinion.
Who stood out to you on Friday night? Well, we asked, and we got some answers. We'll read those responses next on the TCR.
It's time now for our TCR Interactive. We want to know who impressed you in the preseason opener and why. We start with Bill Ingalls, who said, I was impressed by the improvement on special teams. Hope it continues. We hope it continues too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I mean, right away with the kickoff return, Rogers taking it out, you know, and seeing what he saw. That was good.
Yep. And then Nicholas Schultz, putting in his 2 cents, said Dobbs and Davis showed some good skills. Goodson, the running back, looked fairly impressive as well.
Like the timing, that rhythm that Love was able to have with those 2 ball players, and the adjustment that Davis made right there, and knowing that defensive back was right there to get that back shoulder throw was sweet.
And Michael Dahl giving love to the former Badger as well. Danny Davis with a great catch and run to get into the end zone on Wisconsin. A cool story that he's making a case for himself on the Packers, made the most of his opportunity, and maybe making a case to end up on the practice squad.
He's doing a good job adjusting.
Yeah.
He's a football player.
And then you want to talk a little more special teams, because I know it's been the highlight of camp seeing how Rich Bisaccia is out there with his guys. I think we saw some good things on Friday night, highlighted by that Amari return. But there was a penalty on the first return, I believe, so kind of picked up where they left off.
They did, but what we wanted to see from that special teams was a return. We wanted to see Amari Rogers, who's we've heard so much about how he played in college. We wanted to see some of that explosiveness, and he was able to get out there and he showed that burst. And it was nice blocking along the scheme. He was able to get up and get inside. And so yeah, that's what you want to see from Bisaccia. Guys out there flying around, and these guys go full speed in practice. So you saw what he carries over to the game.
And as much as Bisaccia gets on those guys during practice, he's also just as equally there to cheer them on. I think he lifted up Amari. There was a great picture on Packers Instagram. So he's a passionate coach for sure.
He very is. He sure is.
All right. It's time for the TCR Trivia. And Johnny, we know it's your favorite part of the show, so you can take it away.
Well, I wish I knew the answer to this one. Which team have the Packers played the most during the preseason? Is it the Browns, the Cardinals, the Giants, or the Steelers? We'll have the answer when we come back.
And now it's time to answer the TCR Trivia question, Johnny.
So which team have the Packers played the most during the preseason? Did you get it? Was it the Browns, the Cardinals, the Giants, or the Steelers? Well, it's the Giants. We played them that many times? Holy cow. 19-9, and I like that record.
You said there were a lot of preseason games back in the day. I'm sure you were responsible for some of those.
6 when I played out there back in the day.
It's a lot. And 2-a-days. None of that anymore.
No, not anymore.
But a big week coming up for the Packers. The Saints come marching in. We'll be singing it all week. Very excited. That starts on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then preseason game 2. He's with us all week to break down everything we need. Have a great night, everyone.